Welcome back. Well, mental health, it matters, and Atlanta Public Schools knows it doesn't just matter during May's Mental Health Awareness Month, but it needs to take priority all year long. So please help me welcome Social Work Coordinator Adelia Johnson and high school student Aaron Battle Jr. Hi.
Hello. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Thank you both so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Of course. Adelia, I want to start with you. How is APS addressing the rise of mental and emotional disorders and stress in the students?
Well, what we're doing at the current moment, of course, is that we have school-based mental health services in some of our schools where they provide mental health support. Our social workers usually are the ones that come into contact with the student where they may be in mental distress or emotional distress, and they make those referrals to our school-based mental health agencies, and then we connect them and they receive a therapist and they receive support.
Oh, that's excellent. All right, Aaron, I want to ask you, can you tell me about your story?
When I first realized that I needed to get mental health was when after my mom died. I was 14 years old, and all I wanted to do was just push everybody away instead of trying to get help and everybody around me get me help. Instead of doing that, I just wanted to push everybody away and be to myself and alone.
Yeah, I'm sorry about your mom.
It's okay.
Then what happened when you realized, well, I can go to school and I can get help there?
Okay, so I had got midterms my freshman year. I met with Miss Johnson. She was the social worker then. And then I had Miss Robinson. She was the attendance. I forgot.
Clerk.
Yeah.
Attendance clerk, yes, ma'am. And then they also had put me with this group called Chris 180. And they got me a therapist, which I started going to at the school. That helped me a lot. And I started getting back more around people and more back into sports how I was.
Nice. Had you ever had a therapist before?
No, that was my first therapist.
Yeah. How did it go?
It was great because she helped me communicate my feelings. Like I never communicated my feelings before, so she helped me try to communicate my feelings and get what I needed to get off my chest.
I love that. And then did you start helping other people around you, I'm sure?
Yes, man. I started talking to my brother, trying to get him some mental help. My oldest brothers, I tried to get him some too.
Yeah.
So I just tried to help everybody that helped me, and I can continue to help.
Yeah, I love that. How has social work continued to help you and your family?
Well, they do so much for my family. It's like that because, you know, we have the therapist, but also they give us, like, if I need to get through the therapist, the schools and my mental health support group, they'll help me get to, like, they'll give me a MARTA card so I can help get there on time and stuff.
Yeah. What if somebody's watching right now, or they have somebody that, like a child that they're trying to reach to use the resources that you reached? What would you say to them?
Don't be afraid to at least to ask or to try to get help, or don't, like, when peer pressure, kids around your school, they'll try to laugh or be like, oh, you doing this, you doing that, but you can really, it's really gonna help you, so you should really just try to actually go get help.
Right, and you're not alone, and people are there to help you. All right, Ms. Johnson, I want to ask you, one major thing you want to shed light on is the changes that Medicaid have made that affect parents and families, and what do people need to be aware of?
Yes, so parents, families, they need to be aware that even though they may have been taken off Medicaid, that they can dispute that decision. They can also receive help, and they can contact our social workers, and that's a starting point. So we can discuss, okay, how do we get this child insurance? And also, some parents may not know that even though they may not qualify for Medicaid, some of our students may.
Yeah, and also, if somebody's watching too and they think, well, I didn't, you know, we've heard time and time again, I didn't know my child was struggling, or I didn't know something was wrong because they didn't share it with me. But are there any other signs? I know it's hard to pinpoint, but is there anything you could tell someone who's watching that they might want to be aware of?
Yes, absolutely. So I will say that sometimes our students, they struggle internally. We do have a class that we host in Atlanta Public Schools, which is a youth mental health first aid class, where we discuss like the warning signs, such as sleeping too much, internalizing, shutting down, like Aaron shared, and isolating themselves
Right.
away from people, changing their behaviors and their patterns.
Okay, and I know you do have one of those events coming up?
We do,
Yes,
actually.
okay, great.
Yes, so we have a virtual mental health fair that will be tomorrow at 11:30, and we're excited. We'll have all of our school-based mental health agencies there to discuss mental health. We'll be talking about Medicaid as well.
Okay.
And then we also have a youth mental health first aid class that will be on Saturday, May 18th.
All right. Well, thank you, Ms. Johnson. Thank you, Aaron, so much for sharing your story. I think we're going to help a lot of people today.
Yes, we are.
And you guys help people every day, so thank you so much
Yes,
for that.
thank you.
All right, and thanks to Atlanta Public Schools for sharing such important information that families can use. If you or someone you know is in crisis, the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, it's available 24/7. It's free of charge, so make sure you use that if you need it. All right, and there's more A&C after this break.